Unsolved.
Episode 169, Jonbenet Case, Such a Short Life. First, I wanted to explain a little bit about this video. It's not a bio of Jonbenet's life, because it omits some information. It's more presents information that might be important to the Jonbenet case. So without further ado, let's begin. Jonbenet was born in Atlanta, Georgia on August 6, 1990. I believe the Ramsey family lived here at 1583 Northridge Road at the time Jonbenet was born. And you can see that they were wealthy at that time. John Ramsey had an apartment in Boulder at this time at 19th Street and Pearl Street, and he was working for Axis Graphics. And the Ramsey family moved into the apartment after Jonbenet's birth, and Patsy immediately looked for a house to purchase in Boulder. And so they both lived in Boulder and in Atlanta, Georgia during this period. The Ramseys purchased this house that we've all seen around Thanksgiving 1991. And they moved all their belongings out of Atlanta, Georgia and to this Boulder house. And they celebrated Christmas 1991 here. And then tragedy struck when Elizabeth Ramsey and her boyfriend died in an automobile accident in January. And then here's a little death notice of her boyfriend. In 1992, the Ramseys hired Suzanne Savage to be a nanny and a little bit of a housekeeper, picking up toys and that kind of thing. And she was working so much that she would fly with them to Atlanta on occasion. John and Patsy Ramsey purchased a house in Charlevoix, Michigan, which they called the Summer Cottage, in the summer of 1992. And here's a photograph of their children at the time, and you can see Round Lake in the background. And then bad news hit the Ramsey household again. On July 2nd, 1993, Patsy went to the emergency room in Charlevoix, and it was discovered that she had ovarian cancer. And this preoccupied her life for a year and a half. And her mother, Nidra, came to live with the Ramseys in Boulder. In this photograph, you can see the column in the background. So this is the third floor master bedroom at the Boulder residence. Jonbenet participated in a dance recital at age 3 at Boulder High School. And in October 1993, she had a picture shoot done with better light and photography. One thing that's not mentioned is Nidra, Patsy's mother, might have been the influence that got Jonbenet into the beauty pageants and all the photography, dance lessons, and things like that at such a young age. In this interview with Peter Boyles, Linda Wilcox, a nanny for Jonbenet around this time, or a little later, it mentioned something that I wanted to point out. Jonbenet wasn't a good sleeper. She didn't sleep well, and John, in particular, would get frustrated with her trying to get her to bed, and he would put her to bed with a bottle and a video. Jonbenet received her dog during the summer of 1994. By this time, Jonbenet got really busy after Patsy had recovered from cancer. She won 2 beauty contests in just half the year, and she was busy taking photos, practicing, and other stuff. It was a status thing. I heard about it right after they got back that summer, the summer of '95. Suzanne, who had already left their employ because Jonbenet, they didn't need her when she started nursery school, or pre-K in that case. But she was a friend of mine, and she had called and asked if she could see the kids because she was still in touch with them. And she had gone to see them, and I was talking to Suzanne that next weekend, and she said, yeah, I went to see the kids, and she was going to take Jonbenet to McDonald's because Jonbenet loved McDonald's. It was like her favorite thing in the whole world. And Suzanne told me, I just heard the saddest thing. She gone and gotten the kids, and she said, hey, I'm going to take you kids to McDonald's. Jonbenet looked at her stone cold and said, eating McDonald's makes you fat. Here's Jonbenet with her dog and Santa Claus, Bill McReynolds, in 1994. Jonbenet started kindergarten at High Peaks Elementary School in either 1995 or 1996. I had more that I wanted to present in this video, so I think what I'm going to do is present more next weekend, picking up right here where I left off, and go into the day-to-day routine at the time Jonbenet was murdered. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved. And a little disclaimer on this episode. I'm not exactly sure that every photo lines up with the event that I'm talking about. The times are very close, but I don't know when the photo was taken. And a couple things might be a few months off. Like I said, Patsy Ramsey had cancer for 1.5 years. I'm not sure exactly the length that occurred. Anyway, I'll see you the next time on Unsolved.